Hello, my name is Warren McLachlan. I was born in Australia and I live in Australia. I wish to make clear, for legal reasons, that every fact, claim or opinion in this video is merely alleged. In other words, all of the following words may or may not be true and have yet to be proven as fact. I have never been convicted of any crime in Finland or Australia. In the year 1998, I married this woman. Her name is Kaisu. We have two children named Mikael and William. I have witness statements that prove beyond any reasonable doubt that Kaisu was cruel to our children since the day they were born. I loved Kaisu. I tried many times without success to correct her behaviour. This is a photo of our first son, William. This photo was taken in Finland in 2003. It shows William being handcuffed by Kaisu. This is a photo of our second son, Mikael. This photo shows Mikael resting on a mail package sent to him by me from Australia. The photo was taken by my lawyer. In the year 2001, Kaisu took William and unborn Mikael to Finland to visit her family for Christmas. My children never returned to Australia. I do not now, nor have I ever given my permission for my children to live in Finland. I have since the year 2002 devoted my whole life to attempting to protect my children and return them to Australia. In the year 2002, Kaisu deserted our children and placed them in the care of a group of Finnish Psychiatrists, Psychologists and Social Workers. I call these people Psychs. The Psychs are committing extreme human rights violations against my children. My children remain to this day, the 16th of May 2011, living in Psych-controlled homes in Finland. In the year 2003, Kaisu divorced me in a Finnish court. The divorce court order contains human rights violations against my children and I. In the year 2004, I began a Finnish court challenge to regain custody and, failing that, to improve my parental rights. Kaisu and the Psychs counterattacked with demands to deny me all further communication with my children and take away their last names. I dropped the case because my lawyer advised me I could only expect a worse result. William currently lives in a Psych-controlled home called Pelastikar Lapset, which is Finnish for Save the Children. This reminds me of the sign at the gates of Auschwitz, Arbeit macht frei, which is German for work makes free. This is known as gallows humour. Mikael lives in a Psych-controlled foster home. The Psychs have been drugging William since 2006. The list of drugs includes Levozin, Risperdal, Seroquel and Zyprexa. The Psychs have never done any chemical or other scientific tests to determine if William has any illness of any kind. The fact sheets from the manufacturers of these drugs indicate that they are not recommended for children and that their long-term use is likely to cause permanent physical damage or death. Many experts have linked the above drugs to many extreme acts of violence, including murder and suicide. The justification for drugging William is that he is restless and aggressive. Interestingly, the fact sheets from the manufacturers of the drugs that William is forced to take mention restlessness and aggression as potential side effects. A good zookeeper who has a wild lion in a cage may find the animal becomes restless and aggressive, but he would not drug it to shut it up, because he knows that long-term drugging will cause the lion's shortened lifespan, and lions are expensive. My children cost the Psychs nothing, and they have less rights than an animal in a zoo. I have more than one statement from the Psychs where they deny me the right to send a doctor, lawyer or priest of my own choice to visit my own children. This gives the Psychs a green light to commit any and all forms of criminality against my children. It is hard to imagine a better place for a Finnish pedophile or sadist to hide than the psych industry. I believe that if Kaisu and the Psychs are allowed to continue their current behaviour towards my children, then William will become a manageable vegetable and spend the rest of his life in Finnish government institutions. I still have hope for Mikael, but every day he spends in psych care makes it more likely that he will be drugged. The Finnish justice officials refuse to compare the actions and recorded statements of the accused Psychs to the Penal Code of Finland, or the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the European Union, or the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Finnish justice officials behave as if everything a psych does is equivalent to an act of divine intervention, and every statement that a psych makes is the equivalent of an inscription by Moses on a stone tablet. For 10 years I have confronted countless employees of the Finnish Justice Department. I have communicated with everyone from the President to the toilet cleaner. I have presented them with irrefutable and overwhelming evidence of extreme and relentless psych criminality towards my defenceless children. I have warned them since 2002 that it is the intention of the Psychs to institutionalise, drug and brutalise my children for the term of their natural lives. My predictions have proven as accurate as an atomic clock. This has not increased my credibility with the Finnish Justice Department 1 nanometer. Their reaction, without exception, has been a total lack of responsibility. They have also displayed, with very few and very limited exceptions, a degree of willful ignorance which could not be considered rational conduct. The Finnish Justice Department is nothing more than a rubber stamp for escalating psych criminality. You may be wondering what causes the Finnish Health, Welfare and Justice Departments to behave as they do. I believe the following quotes will help to explain. You must labour until every psychiatrist and doctor is either a psychopolitician or an unwitting assistant to our aims. Lavrent Beria, 1899 to 1953, head of the Russian secret police. The reinterpretation and eventual eradication of the concept of right and wrong are the belated objectives of nearly all psychotherapy. G. Brock Chisholm, 1896 to 1971, Canadian psychiatrist and first Director General of the World Health Organization. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. Joseph Goebbels, 1897 to 1945, Nazi propaganda minister. If people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in as sorry a state as the souls who live under tyranny. Thomas Jefferson, 1743 to 1826, President of the United States. Until the political activity of Adolf Hitler, and only through his work, has our 30-year-long dream of translating racial hygiene into action finally become a reality. Ernst Rudin, 1874 to 1952, Swiss psychiatrist and head of the International Federation of Eugenic Organizations. The most merciful thing that a large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it. Margaret Sanger, 1883 to 1966, American eugenicist and founder of the world's largest abortion provider, Planned Parenthood. Several Finnish lawyers have advised me that I will not beat the Psychs in a Finnish court. This viewpoint would change if I had extreme wealth. A Finnish human rights organisation is helping me, but they are lacking in resources. It appears that one of the reasons the Finnish mass media, so far, has shown no interest in this story is because it would damage the public image of the government. They may fear government revenge through new laws that damage their media monopoly. I am writing a book. It is called The Dark Side of Finland. If any publishers are interested, please contact me. If anyone in Finland or anywhere in the world honestly believes they can help my children, please contact me. I'm not a wealthy man, but I'm not a poor man, and you will be generously rewarded. In closing, I'd like to say this. I possess photographic evidence, witness statements, government documents, and historical documents that prove beyond any reasonable doubt that every word in this video is true. I would be happy to share this data with anyone who is willing and able to help. Thank you for listening.